Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Deontay Wilder this past weekend lost to Big Bang Zhang, unfortunately. And, from the very beginning, Jay, I didn't understand the game plan. It felt like Wilder was moving towards his power hand. He did slip a lot of the punches, the straight left hands of Zhang, but eventually got caught with a big right hook and then caught again with a right hook, and that ended the fight. I like what he was doing leading up during that round, leading up to the knockdown and then the stoppage of the fight, because he was becoming more aggressive. And I think that's what a lot of us had been saying about Deontay, that it felt like he wasn't really pulling the trigger or willing to pull the trigger in his last fight against Joseph Parker. And so it looked like he may have even hurt Zhang with one of those shots that he threw during that round. I believe it was the fifth round. But with that defeat, we thought that Deontay was going to hang him up. And I still feel like there's a strong possibility that he's going to hang him up. But friend of the show, Tate Jones, did drop something on Twitter responding to Breadman, basically saying, and let me pull this up real quick because I want to read it. Breadman said, tough ending for Wilder, good career. I respect that he was the biggest puncher in his era while being a smaller guy. He also was proactive with PED testing, so his decline is understandable and natural. And Tate Jones responded with, we ain't done yet, coach. Stand by. So one could conclude that maybe Deontay Wilder is going to do something different. Maybe he's going to continue on with his career. Me personally, Jay, the way that I see it, Deontay Wilder has been extremely successful in his career, right? Became the WBC champion, got started late in his career, used the tools, the natural tools and abilities that God gave him to put himself basically at the pinnacle of the sport, because he was the heavyweight champion. Gave Tyson Fury all he could handle in the first fight and the third fight. And ultimately, I think those fights were somewhat damaging. I do believe that Fury did some things in that fight that he shouldn't have been doing. But ultimately, I think that damaged Deontay to a certain extent. It just doesn't feel like he's been the same since then. And I would like to see him go ahead and move on. He made millions of dollars, man, doing this. Got a beautiful family. To me personally, there's no reason to continue because he doesn't have anything else to prove, So I would like to see him go ahead and hang it up. But I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with Deontay. Let me ask you this. I'm going to throw this out there to you, Jay, because this popped into my mind. Deontay is kind of a small guy. Legs are real thin, right? So, but he's pretty muscular upper body, but legs are pretty thin. Could he get below 200 and fight at cruiserweight? Because man, he'd be knocking people into comas. Because
he mentioned that before.
Yeah.
I remember he mentioned that before, and like Deontay Wilder is the type of fighter. It's like what he talks and carries himself outside the ring is just makes him bigger than what he was inside the ring to me a little bit. Just the way he carries himself, the stuff that he's done for his daughter, just putting that out there, talking about how he looked out, want to help out Lou Ortiz, whose daughter's going through spinal difficult as well. Just stuff he does like that. I really, that's what maybe gravitated. Of course, the knockouts came as well. Because Deontay, that right hand is going to knock anyone out. But to your point about him possibly dropping around, he had mentioned that dropping down a little bit, trying to be a champion in both weight classes at the same time, kind of being like a Usyk, would do. Because to your point, Deontay is not a big heavyweight. He just hits big. His power is always that big time equalizer. But like you said, those fights with Usyk, it seemed like it did take a lot out of him. I think also him just evolving, maturing, and being an older man. Also with his family and everything, the stuff he was doing outside of the ring, also took him away. He also talked about doing more meditation and everything. It kind of calmed him down and everything. Kind of had him in a different light. So it almost seems like he set himself up for a retirement. I can't say he's going to retire now because we don't know. But he's made a lot of money. Not trying to count somebody in pockets, but that's this sport that we all love to watch, and he loves to watch and participate in. They put their lives on display for us to watch. Like he's talking about having a body and stuff like that, and fighting someone like Big Bang Zhang when he got hit and the way he got dropped. You can see the will was still there, but Father Time catches up with everybody. And boxing is not a sport that's kind at all to the fighters. Deontay Wilder is very unappreciated for what he did to the sport for heavyweight boxing because of his dynamic style and knocking people out. He made people watch the fights. People can say that Deontay, he was a slugger and all this stuff there, but you watched him because you knew what you're going to get. You knew you were going to get those knockouts, devastating knockouts, that power in the right hand. Even the left hand had power as well with that left hook. So, I mean, Wilder did a lot of great things for the sport as far as bringing eyes back to the heavyweight division. He just couldn't conquer the one person, as Tyson Fury. The second fight, the third fight, we had questions about the second fight, mainly the question about the second fight, some of the things regarding Tyson Fury, but that's neither here nor there. But for Wilder, if he were to retire right now, I'd be cool with that because, for one, whenever you see fighters lose like the way Wilder has lost in this fight here, the lackluster performance against Joseph Parker, he seemed like he just didn't want to hurt Parker really in that fight. But Parker would definitely try to hurt him. It's not something you really want to see them continue to do because it's not a kind sport at all for their body, mind, body, and soul. So at this point in time, if Wilder were to retire, I'd be okay with it. If he chose to continue, I'll worry, but I just hope that he's doing the best thing for him. And really get ready for it because I wasn't able to watch the fight full. I just saw highlights and I wasn't happy with the highlights because I wasn't happy with his performance against Parker. I just felt like he's come to a stage in his career where he's just like, you know what? I really don't need it, because he doesn't need the sport right now. He said at numerous times he doesn't need the sport. He just did it just because he wanted still like there's some stuff that he wanted to get accomplished. He's doing it for the fans and whatnot, but Wilder, my man, you've done everything that you could do. You can go off, retire in the sunset, and it's all good, But I just want him to do what's best for his health, most importantly.
And one thing I think we forget about with Deontay Wilder's 38 years old. He'll be 39 this October.
Yes.
So father time catches up with everybody, and I just think maybe father time is caught up with Deontay at this point. And I would have always loved to see. I always wanted to see him in a ring with Anthony Joshua because personally, I think the version of Deontay Wilder we saw before Tyson Fury and during their first Tyson Fury fight beats Anthony Joshua because I think he's going to catch him with that big right. But we didn't get that. That's the one that we didn't get to see from a heavyweight perspective. And you're right, Deontay brought back excitement to the heavyweight division with his arrival. And at the end of the day, he's going to go down as one of the 3 or 4 best heavyweights during this era, right? So kudos to him. If he decides to retire, I hope he does because I think that's what's best for him right now. But if he comes back, blessings be on to him, and hopefully he's able to accomplish something else or whatever it is that he's trying to accomplish before he leaves the sport. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section. Should Deontay Wilder retire, continue, or what? Let us know. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.